In the hallowed annals of antiquity, amidst the sun-scorched plains of Babylon, there strode a colossus of power, the indomitable King Nebuchadnezzar. His realm stretched far and wide, a domain of awe-inspiring grandeur forged in the crucible of conquest, where the echoes of his triumphs reverberated across the lands, none more resounding than the subjugation of the sacred city of Jerusalem. Enthroned in splendor, he ruled with an iron fist, his sovereignty unchallenged, his name whispered in reverence by subjects and foes alike, for he was a titan among men, a beacon of dominion in a world steeped in the shadows of antiquity. In these chronicles of ancient Babylon, the narrative unfurls upon the canvas of Nebuchadnezzar's reign, where the conquest of Jerusalem emerges as a pivotal chapter in the annals of history. The mighty king, with the weight of his empire behind him, besieges the sacred city, tearing down its walls and laying waste to its temples. From the ashes of this conquest, Nebuchadnezzar claims a prize beyond measure, captives from the land of Judah, among them 4 valiant youths, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. As the sun sets upon the smoldering ruins of Jerusalem, these young men are swept into the heart of Babylon, where opulence and temptation reign supreme. Amidst the splendor of the king's court, they are faced with a choice: to embrace the comforts of their new surroundings or to stand firm in their faith, rooted in the traditions of their forefathers. In a world intoxicated by power and riches, Daniel and his companions choose a path of humility and devotion. They refuse to partake of the king's sumptuous fare, opting instead for a diet of simplicity, vegetables and water, trusting in the providence of their God to sustain them amidst the decadence of the royal court. Thus begins a saga of courage and conviction, where the seeds of faith are sown amidst the clamor of a kingdom drunk on its own grandeur. Little do Nebuchadnezzar and his courtiers realize that in this act of defiance, a divine plan is set into motion, laying the foundation for a remarkable journey filled with celestial interventions and revelations that will shape the destiny of nations. In the sprawling empire of Babylon, King Nebuchadnezzar's reign is marked by both triumph and turmoil, as witnessed in the profound events of Chapter 2. The narrative unfurls with Nebuchadnezzar's troubled slumber, disturbed by visions that evade the grasp of mortal understanding. Desperate for clarity, the king summons his wise men, demanding not only interpretation but also remembrance of his elusive dream. Faced with this daunting task, the wise men falter, their intellects faltering before the enigma presented by the king. In his fury, Nebuchadnezzar decrees the execution of all wise men, including Daniel and his companions. However, divine providence intervenes, and Daniel is granted insight into the king's dream through the mercy of his God. With courage and humility, Daniel approaches Nebuchadnezzar, offering not only the interpretation of the dream but also its forgotten contents. In doing so, he unveils a divine revelation, a vision of empires rising and falling, with Nebuchadnezzar's own kingdom as the pinnacle of earthly power. Through this revelation, Nebuchadnezzar witnesses the intricate tapestry of human history, woven by the hand of the divine. Impressed by Daniel's wisdom and the power of his God, Nebuchadnezzar bestows upon him great honor and authority, recognizing the hand of the divine in his counsel. Chapter 3 of the ancient Babylonian Chronicles unveils a tale of fiery trials and steadfast faith, set against the backdrop of Nebuchadnezzar's grandeur. Within the resplendent courts of Babylon, the echoes of conquest still reverberate as the king erects a towering golden image, a symbol of his unrivaled power and authority. Commanding all within his realm to bow before this idol, Nebuchadnezzar sets forth a decree that defies the very foundations of faith. In the midst of this edict stands Daniel's steadfast companions, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Unyielding in their devotion to the one true God, they refuse to bow before the golden idol, despite the specter of fiery consequences looming over them. Their defiance stirs the king's wrath, and they are cast into a blazing furnace, the flames intended to consume them utterly. Yet, as the furnace roars with the intensity of Nebuchadnezzar's fury, a divine intervention unfolds. miraculously preserved within the flames. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego emerge unscathed, their bodies untouched by the searing heat. And in their midst stands a fourth figure, radiant and majestic, a testament to the omnipotence of the God they serve. Witnessing this awe-inspiring spectacle, Nebuchadnezzar is humbled, his heart softened by the undeniable presence of the divine. In a moment of revelation, he acknowledges the supremacy of Daniel's God, decreeing severe punishment for any who dare to speak against him. Chapter 4 of the Babylonian Saga unfolds with the regal splendor of King Nebuchadnezzar's court. Yet it swiftly descends into the shadows of divine retribution and redemption. Within the corridors of power, Nebuchadnezzar stands as a colossus of earthly might, his dominion unrivaled and his pride unbounded. Yet, as the winds of fate begin to stir, a prophetic warning echoes through the halls of his palace, foretelling a reckoning for his arrogance. Ignoring the counsel of Daniel, Nebuchadnezzar continues to boast of his achievements and grandeur, heedless of the divine hand that guides the destinies of kings and kingdoms. In a fateful moment of hubris, he gazes upon the splendor of Babylon and declares, "Is this not the great Babylon I have built as the royal residence, by my mighty power and for the glory of my majesty?" Yet, even as the words leave his lips, a divine decree is set into motion, and Nebuchadnezzar is struck with madness. Cast out from the splendor of his palace, he roams the wilderness like a wild beast, his mind consumed by the primal instincts of the untamed wilderness. For 7 long years, Nebuchadnezzar wanders in the wilderness, his spirit broken and his pride humbled by the harsh realities of his exile. Yet, even in the depths of despair, the mercy of the divine is not far from him. In a moment of clarity, Nebuchadnezzar lifts his eyes to the heavens and acknowledges the sovereignty of the God of Daniel, declaring, "I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt and glorify the King of heaven, because everything he does is right and all his ways are just." Chapter 5 of the Babylonian Saga unfolds amidst the twilight of Nebuchadnezzar's legacy and the dawn of a new era under the reign of Belshazzar, his descendant. Within the resplendent halls of the palace, Belshazzar hosts a feast of unparalleled opulence, a symphony of extravagance that rivals the grandeur of his forebears. In a display of audacious defiance, Belshazzar orders the sacred vessels plundered from the temple in Jerusalem to be brought forth, profaning them with wine and revelry. Yet, as the echoes of his blasphemy resound through the chambers, a divine specter materializes, its presence casting a pall of foreboding over the festivities. As the courtiers tremble in fear, Belshazzar summons Daniel, the venerable counselor who once served his grandfather Nebuchadnezzar, seeking elucidation of the mysterious inscription. With unwavering resolve, Daniel deciphers the cryptic message, foretelling the king's downfall and the division of his kingdom. Even as Belshazzar's heart quails within him, the Medo-Persian armies lay siege to Babylon, their victory assured by the hand of destiny. And thus, amidst the clash of empires and the fall of kingdoms. Thus ends the tale of Nebuchadnezzar, a story of power, pride, humility, and redemption, a testament to the sovereignty of God over all kings and kingdoms. In conclusion, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch this video. Your support means the world to me, and I'm incredibly grateful for your continued encouragement. Before you go, I'd like to ask for your help in spreading the word. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, please consider giving it a thumbs up, leaving a comment with your thoughts or any questions you may have, and sharing it with your friends and family. By subscribing to my channel, you'll stay updated with all the latest content, and you'll be joining a community of like-minded individuals who share a passion for biblical stories. Your support fuels my motivation to keep creating and sharing more content that I hope you'll love. Once again, thank you for being a part of this journey. Together, we can continue to learn, grow, and inspire one another. Until next time, take care and stay awesome.